Hey everybody, it's about that time. What do you think? Let's take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Rogue Ales. This is Sriracha. This is from Rogue Ales Sriracha Hot Stout. I'm probably butchering that up. I think that's how it's pronounced. Sriracha Hot Stout. And what this is a beer that's brewed with chilies. Commercial description on this, it says, by the way, it's a 5.7%. It's not a big beer. Rogue Sriracha Hot Stout beer made from high foam original hot chili sauce and sun ripened Rogue Farm ingredients. It's ready to drink with soups, sauces, pasta, pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers, chow mein, or anything you'd like to wash it down with a spicy kick. Very nice. Very bright red, colorful bottle here with a bright green cap on this one. And this one comes from Craft City Beers or Servall Liquors. Donovan and the guys out there have a ton, I'm going to say shitload of craft beers, over 2,000 of them in stock, and they ship them out. You can get on the website and order some beers and they will ship them to you as long as your state allows them to ship beers into you. And if you're in the San Diego area, you can go by Servall Liquors and pick up any of this stuff. So thanks to Donovan and the guys out there for carrying such a wonderful selection of beers. And I've not had any problems getting beers from those guys out there. So they ship them and it comes. The only thing is they are a licensed FedEx alcohol shipper. So it comes FedEx and somebody has to be there over 21 when it arrives to sign for the beer. And that's the only downfall or drawback to ordering from a liquor store or a beer store that actually ships this without being incognito and shipping stuff through UPS or the Postal Service or whatever. They have an alcohol shipping license where FedEx knows and it has alcohol written on the box, and somebody has to be there over 21 to sign for the beer, guys. So if there's somebody there can sign for the beers, you can order anything they got as long as your state allows it to be shipped into your state. So some of the states are kind of primitive, still living in the barbaric 1700s, and a lot of the states are just let them ship it right on. Virginia's one of those, I'm glad, where I can order stuff from them and it comes straight here and put my John Henry right on the damn little pad and it's mine. So let's get on with this one, guys. I've read you the commercial description. This is a 5.7%er. I don't have the IBUs for this beer. It's a stout and it's got this bright red paint on the bottle. Sriracha Hot Stout beer, Rogue Rooster Sauce, Rogue Ales and Spirits, and they're out of Newport, Oregon. IBUs, it says on the back of the bottle, is 55, guys. Oregon brewed, established in 1988. So these guys have been doing it for a long time. But there is no date on it, and being a 5% beer, we kind of would want to have at least a year on this, and they neglect to do that. So, Rogue, what is wrong with you? Put a year on the bottle, come on. 2015 vintage, 2014 vintage, come on. Y'all are big guys. Y'all are big players in the craft beer industry. Y'all can afford to do this, and I guarantee you, this is a one-time brewed beer. you haven't done it before, and you're probably not going to do it again for a while anyway, and you had all these bottles printed up, and you don't have a vintage on there. So if I could reach out and slap you, I would slap your little jaws. I would. I'd ring them. I'd ring them like a church bell, boys. Need to put the vintage on there, guys. So you got all the rest of the information. You got the ABV, you got the IBUs. Why can't we have it when it was put in the bottle? What year? That's all we need is a year. Okay, that's all I'm going to do on that one. Alright guys, I don't think there's anything else for me to talk about, so we'll go over to the food pairings. Food pairings for this: barbecue, Latin American, cheese of the peppery, Monterey, pepper jack, meats, fish, smoked meat. And I like some grilled meat with my stouts a lot of times, especially in the evening, in the summertime. You can bring something off the grill, final beer of the evening. I like to have a nice little stout with it, so I will add grilled meat to that. Glassware, pint, Becker, Nonic, tumbler, mug, style, and side ale. I'm going to use a double glass for this since it's a stout, guys. And it says not recommended for extended cellarings. So if you get one of these in your hot little hands for this hot little beer, go ahead and get it in the glass and drink it and enjoy it. I wouldn't try to cellar a less than 6% beer. And nice colorful green cap. I'm going to save this and put it on the fridge downstairs. A few openers left if you need one, let me know. Got a few shirts left if you need them, let me know. Let's go down the center. This may be a mistake. We likely end up with a 3-finger head. Yeah, we probably are. Especially with that super aggressive pour. There's a 3-finger head. I just called it, didn't I? I did. Nice khaki, brown or tan head. Very tight bubbles around the side. A few bigger ones from that aggressive pour on the top. Over to the light. I see none. Absolutely none, guys. Very black. Black as night. Let's get a nose on this one. Ooh, there were a little bit of chilies in there. A little bit of hot sauce. Oh, this would go good with Mexican or pizza or tacos or anything nice and spicy. I'm getting that. I'm always in search of a nice spicy or hot ale, not like a Cave Creek chili beer. That was probably one of the worst beers I think I've ever tasted. Has the damn chili inside the bottle, a little chili pepper inside the bottle. McNasty. McNasty. But this one's got a nice peppery smell. And I'm not getting a lot other than that because of the spiciness. Of course, it's right out of the fridge at 40 degrees. But I am getting the chilies. It smells pretty good. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Donovan and the guys out there at Craft City Beers. Servall Liquors. If you're in the San Diego area, stop by. Tell Donovan Gregsbeerreviews said hi. Cheers. Nice. If you like a spicy, peppery stout, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I like this. And I may go away from the ratings and stuff because when I read that, it's not getting a lot of good reviews. And I've been critical on Rogue before, especially their Voodoo Donut series. I couldn't. It's Pepto. Those bottles are Pepto-Bismol pink for a reason. That's because you're going to need some of that after you drink that beer. But Rogue they do some really good stuff. But like I said, I don't like all the stuff that they do. This has definitely got some chilies and pepper going on in this. This would go very well, like I said, with a nice hot spicy dish. Definitely on the back end I'm getting it. I like it. I like it. Not something I'd want to drink every day, but something different out of the box, other than your regular typical stout. Something with a little heat to it. And I am getting that heat on the back end. That's pretty tasty. I like that. I really, really do. And from what I've read, there's a lot of people that's not liking this beer, and it doesn't get really good ratings anywhere. And like I said, I may go away from those ratings because I do like that style of beer, because it's hard to find a well-made chili beer. This is not. They just don't suck. I mean, there's a lot of breweries that try to do a chili beer or a hot spicy beer and just fail miserably at it. But I like this so far. So let's let it warm up. It's right out of the fridge, 40 degrees, and see where we end up. I might change my mind, but as of right now, I'm liking it a lot. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just to the left here. I really like this beer. I mean, from what I've read, there's a lot of people that don't like this beer, but I do. With all the chilies infused in this beer, I think it's a very nice beer to have with a nice spicy dish. Tacos, pizza, anything that has any kind of peppers in it, this beer is going to go very, very well with. So I liked it, and she liked it quite a bit too. We both like very spicy dishes, so this beer would go very well with something like that. So, and you can get it on the nose, and you get it on the taste, especially on the taste. It's got some nice heat on the back end, and I wouldn't want to drink one of these every day. I mean, it's something that you'd want to have on an occasion with a nice spicy meal, or pizza or something like that. From what I remember, when I got this beer, I don't think it's a very expensive beer, but it's not a cheap beer either. When they do these specially painted bottles and stuff, they're a little on the more expensive side, especially in this size of a bottle. So let's do the final chug on this one. I love the heat smell on that. They've done a very good job on this as far as I'm concerned. You get the stout qualities, but you get that chili heat on the back end of this one. And you definitely get it on the back end. It's there. It's there, no doubt. Roasted malt, a hint of some coffee in there, but the chilies are there. They are front and center as far as the taste on this. On the back end, you get that heat. You definitely get that heat. Very tasty. I like this. And like I said, I'm going to probably go away from what I've read and what I've seen in the reviews that everybody else has done. I like this beer. I really do. The only thing I can fuss about, it has no vintage on it. I would like to see them put a year on this style of beer. Especially being a 5.7%. This is not something you'd want to sell like for 10 years. This is something you may keep for a year or two, maybe even 3. But you wouldn't want to keep it longer than that. I don't know what would deter you from keeping it longer other than the ABV being a low ABV beer. So, but if you wanted to sell it for several months or so, or a year, and have it for a special occasion when you have some friends over and having a cookout where you're going to have something nice and hot and spicy to go with this beer, it would be very nice. It would be very, very nice. As far as I'm concerned, guys, it's an A beer to me. To me it is, and a lot of people don't think it is. So I'm going to give it to 8, which is an A minus. And I would probably even give it a 9 if it had a vintage on it somewhere, because I like something like this occasionally. And I would like something like this to go with a nice spicy meal. Tacos, pizza, anything that has any kind of heat to it. And of course, we do a lot of different things here at the house that has heat to it. Even our cheeseburgers, we have hot peppers and stuff on our cheeseburgers and stuff. So I like a lot of foods with, and kick it up a notch, and put those either some jalapenos or habanero peppers or something like that in there, just to kick it up that notch, because I like that heat. I do. That's what I'm going to give it, guys. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 81. If I was putting a numeric rating on this beer, I would probably give it a 90 or a 91. It's that good. And like I said, if it had a vintage on it, I may even give it a 94 or 95. Maybe even a 96, because it's pretty tasty. I like this one. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says 82 overall and 92 in the style. And I agree with that. In the style, you got to realize it says right on there, it's a hot Sriracha hot stout beer. If you don't like pepper beer or a pepper stout, you're probably not going to like this. But if you do, this is pretty tasty. I enjoyed the heat on the back end of this beer. It was very, very pleasant. So, with that being said, if you've had this one from Rogue, this is their Sriracha's hot stout beer. I enjoyed it. It was pretty tasty. Let me know what you think. And as always, come on back tomorrow. Let's go see what's in the fridge. We'll do it together. See you then.